this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Hey, quick question for the parents listening right now. When's the last time your kid asked for something and you actually felt good saying yes? Because lately, a lot of families have been hearing the same thing. Can I have Lingo Kids, please?
And here's the thing. Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids with more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows. Astronauts, wild animals, superheroes, dinosaurs. It's literally everything kids love all in one place.
So when they ask for it, you can actually feel good saying yes. Download Lingo Kids for free and start exploring today, or unlock even more amazing content with Lingo Kids Plus. And if you go with the yearly plan, you can save up to 60%. Just search Lingo Kids in the App Store or Google Play. Lingo Kids, everything kids love.
Stuff at Sea is a 5-night, adults-only sailing trip that brings the Stuff podcast universe to life on board. This voyage is a culture-soaked escape where pink sand paradise meets curious minds. Sailing round trip from New York City to Bermuda on October 2nd to 7th, 2026, this voyage drops you straight into the iHeart podcast Stuff universe. On top of the adults-only experience you already love, you'll get live podcast episode recordings, behind-the-scenes sessions, themed activations, and more unmissable onboard moments. Learn more at virginvoyages.com/stuff.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant and Jerry. And Chuck's got a noise machine, so this could turn into like Morning Zoo type episode.
No, I'm not going to use it. It's a lame one.
It is pretty lame. Is it marked? What does it do? How many different functions does it have, Chuck?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 20.
20. Nice job. You just used multiplication.
That's right. But like I said when I first sat down, it doesn't even have a fart sound. So how good of a noise machine could it be?
How does it not?
It's got a burp.
I mean, they make sound machines that just have that sound.
Well, yeah, it's called a whoopee cushion.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a machine, though.
Probably not.
Okay.
A device.
I don't think I said this is stuff you should know, in case you hadn't figured it out.
Yeah, well, if someone just stumbled upon this and they're horrified
Oh,
already.
they turned it off a good minute ago.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about alcoholism, and there's nothing more fun than that.
Right.
This one should be a laugh riot.
Right. Well, you can definitely perk things up with your little noise machine over there.
No, I wouldn't do that.
So, alcoholism, Chuck, turns out in researching this, we should say, let us shout out to some previous episodes that really tie into this.
Totally.
We did Prohibition.
Yeah.
Turns out America really loves to drink. Mm-hmm. That was one episode. We did Addiction.
Yeah, good one.
And we did one on rehab.
Yep, another good one.
Yeah.
And then if you want to count like beer.
Yeah, the booze ones.
Or I think we did one on moonshine.
Mm-hmm. We did one on and whiskey runners.
Did we do one on Whiskey Runners?
We ended up doing like 2 somehow on Whiskey Runners.
Did we?
Yeah. What else?
Oh, I'm sure there are others, but I think the ones on addiction and rehab definitely factor in.
Indeed. So, in running across this, though, I was reminded that, yes, America loves drinking.
Yeah, the world does.
But not necessarily. I saw a statistic that blew me away.
What's that?
66% of the human beings over age, I believe, 15, worldwide, have not had a drink in the last 12 months. According to a major survey, like World Health Organization type level survey. I don't remember where I saw it because I saw so many different statistics here or there.
Yeah.
But like, the majority of the population of the Earth has not had a drink in the last 12 months.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. And of course, there's entire countries that are basically teetotaling.
Yeah, and there are entire countries that are drunk.
Right. So, in America is definitely one of them, right? America loves to drink. We drink very regularly. Other countries, they don't drink necessarily during the week.
Yeah.
But they really plow into it on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And all of this it turns out, falls under this umbrella called alcohol use disorders.
Yeah.
Binge drinking, alcohol abuse, and alcoholism.
3 different things.
They are.
Yeah.
Although you could say that binge drinking is a type of alcohol abuse It's a behavioral pattern.
For sure.
Drinking behavior. But yes, alcohol abuse is not necessarily alcoholism, and neither is binge drinking. Alcoholism is its own thing.
Yeah, alcohol abuse is if you are drinking, if there is a problem with your drinking. If it's affecting your school, your work, your personal life, your family, your friends.
Yeah.
You could be an alcohol abuser.
Right.
Alcoholism is a chronic disease
Right.
where you are physically dependent on alcohol. You need to drink. You got to have that drink. Once you start drinking, you have a hard time stopping. Mm-hmm. You develop a tolerance for drinking, so you need to drink more. And if you stop drinking, you suffer withdrawal symptoms.
Yes.
That's alcoholism.
Right. And you suffer withdrawal symptoms because, like you said, you've become physically dependent on it. And we'll talk about how in this episode. But yes, alcohol abuse, that just means you need to get your act together. Big time.
Sure.
Alcoholism, a chronic disease.
Yeah. It means you need medical help and beyond medical help, psychological help. You need treatment.
Yeah. You're probably not going to be able to do it on your own.
No. And with alcohol abuse, you may need treatment as well. Everyone's different.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think we should chase people away from seeking treatment
No,
if they're
of course
just
not.
alcohol abusers and not necessarily alcoholics.
Yeah.
I think probably if you're a serious abuser of alcohol, you probably feel like an alcoholic in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I mean, if you woke up this morning and you don't remember where you were last night for 5 hours,
Abuser of alcohol.
you may want to, check into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Or you may not.
Well, yeah, and it depends. I think a lot of people think that if they are an abuser of alcohol, that they have to just stop entirely for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, not necessarily.
And, I mean, back in 1940, yes, that was probably the case. These days, there's been a different approach to managing alcoholism and alcohol abuse, to where you definitely don't have to abstain, although that's still like the model, typically.
Yeah. And again, it depends on the person. Some people can do that. Some people can drink socially and never have a problem. Some people can have a problem, go back to just drinking socially. And some people need to they just can't have it anymore. And they know that.
Right.
Yeah. And the key is to find out what kind of person you are,
Yes, by stopping. That's how you find out.
Probably so.
You see what happens when you stop.
Yeah, exactly. There are more than 17 million Americans who are either alcoholic or abuse alcohol, more men than women, apparently 10% to 3 to 5%. And this says that if you have 14 or more drinks a week as a man or 7 or more drinks per week as a woman, you are at risk for alcoholism.
And do you know why?
I don't.
Because the National Institutes of Health themselves define moderate drinking as 14 drinks a week or less for a man and 7 drinks a week or less for a woman. Like, that's moderate drinking in the United States.
Yeah,
as far as like
a couple of beers a night.
Yeah,
That seems about right to me.
it does. And if you are enraged by this gender disparity,
Yeah.
let's all just calm down, because it has to do with usually body type and metabolism.
Yeah, of course. And
It's not like, little lady,
right.
you only get half the drinks, because we're drinking the rest.
No, I've known some,
We're drinking your share.
I've known some ladies that can drink me under the table.
Sure, but it's the average.
That's right. It is more prevalent among younger folks, 18 to 44, than older people as well. And it will touch many people's lives, whether or not you are an abuser or an alcoholic. They say that more than 40% of Americans have been exposed to alcoholism somewhere in their family.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not a little more than that.
I was surprised by that statistic too. I wonder, this article's fairly old. We had to go through and update some of the stats.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if that's more or less these days, because it does seem low.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about your extended family, because it doesn't say immediate family.
No. That brings up, one of the reasons everybody's like, you shouldn't be an alcoholic. Alcoholism is a problem is not just because of what it does to the individual, but because of the effects it has on people who are raised by alcoholics.
Yeah, you're, I think, 4 times more likely to become an alcoholic if one of your parents is an alcoholic.
Yeah, you also are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, behavioral problems. And there's a lot of programs that are geared toward helping children of alcoholics cope?
Yeah, my paternal grandfather was a nasty drunk.
Oh, yeah.
He died when I was like 5, so I didn't know him very well. But as went with my father like didn't drink. So it can go both ways, you know. You might become an alcoholic, or you might be like, no.
That was your dad's dad?
Yeah, I'm not touching that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think my dad, maybe he drinks a little bit here and there now, but he pretty much was just like, no. Like, I grew up in a household with no alcohol.
Yeah.
Because my mom didn't drink either.
Yeah.
So I wonder what happened to me. I went to college.
I was going to say, I don't have anybody in my family with a history like that.
Yeah. I will say this, though, in going through the adoption process, it really makes you take a look at your own lineage and not be super precious about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because you pick out tolerances of what you will accept in birth parents, like if they have disease or mental illness or alcoholism or drug abuse in there, and you start to think about your own family and extended family. You're like, oh, wait a minute. There's alcoholism and drug abuse and mental illness and suicide attempts, and it makes you think, oh, well, it's not like my seed is anything special, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty interesting.
It was a growing experience, huh?
It was a growing experience.
Nice, man.
So, some people, like we said, can drink and it doesn't become a problem as an abuser or as an alcoholic. Some people do, and they think there can be a combination of factors, including genetic, physiological, psychological, and social.
Yeah.
And genes, they don't know the gene.
Right.
They're pretty sure that there is a genetic link.
Yeah, I thought, surely this article's old enough that if I just do a search now, I'll find, well, they know this gene and this gene are involved. No.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any genes named. The reason why they think there's a genetic link is thanks to twin studies. They found that alcoholism is more prevalent among identical twins than among fraternal twins.
Right.
Which suggests that there is a genetic component to it. And they also think that genes play a role for like an individual whose pleasure circuit is like just really highly tuned.
Yeah, so physiologically, if your dopamine just goes off the charts
Right.
more than someone else's might, then you might be more at risk.
Yeah, you're going to be
sense.
like, I want to do that again.
Yeah.
Give me another beer.
Right.
Whatever.
Or 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing we didn't necessarily point out early on is an alcoholic, there's no stopping.
Yeah.
Like, stopping equals like falling over and blacking out or being arrested or running out of alcohol in the entire house and not being able to like find their keys to go get more.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a daily thing. Like, there are alcoholics who drink every night and don't drink to blackout proportions. But that certainly can happen. Psychologically, if you suffer from depression or if you don't feel very good about yourself, you have low self-esteem, you probably be more likely to develop alcoholism as a drinker.
Yeah.
And then socially, of course, we've talked. I don't think we've done one just on peer pressure, but we talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why kids will start drinking and then factor in what they see around them every day.
Yeah. Have you
and
seen
advertisements and TV and movies?
Like Whateverville or whatever?
No.
I think it's like Bud Light. Like, they put together a whole town that's just like one big party all the time, fueled by Bud Light.
Yeah, man.
And then like these new Absolute ads that are just like these crazy like eyes wide shut parties, and everybody's like
I don't think I've
just
seen that
so incredibly rich and glamorous and having like they're just so out of control, having a great time. They're also clearly like snorting ecstasy or something too.
Right.
But like it's an Absolute ad, you know? So yeah, if you're like 14, you're like, I want to be at that party. As a matter of fact, maybe if I open this bottle of Absolute right here and invite a few friends over, that party will start in my house.
Yeah. It definitely sends the wrong message.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that this stuff is allowed and not a little bit more, you know, I guess they can't do anything. There are regulations for alcohol advertisements, but
Yes, you can't suggest that alcohol is fun.
right.
And
Be like, you might have to rethink every campaign we've ever done. Some signs that you may have be an alcoholic is if you don't want to eat anymore, you don't really care about food, If you drink alone, that's one of the big ones they say. If you're lying about your drinking or secretly drinking, that's a big one. Mm-hmm. Like if you're telling, your family, like, I've stopped, and you're mixing the vodka with the orange juice in the morning.
Yeah, or you've got like a...
Bad sign.
Yeah.
Very bad sign.
Sure.
What are you going to say?
You've got like booze stashed around the house?
Yeah,
hiding
exactly.
places?
And then if you're drinking to forget your problems, which I think that's why a lot of people drink. If you're unhappy when you're not drinking...
Yeah.
And super touchy and irritable.
Yeah.
Or if you're suffering from those blackouts, if you're blacking out a lot, then although alcohol affects some people differently, I'm not a blackouter.
Uh-huh.
Even though I've had times where I've had way too much to drink, I never really black out. But some people black out pretty easily.
Yeah.
So that might be a sign that alcohol affects you differently, and you might want to take a look.
Yeah, and that's another argument in favor of genetics. People experience things differently.
Sure.
So we are going to dive into your body, the body of the alcoholic.
Gross.
Right after this message.
Learning stuff with Joshua and Charles. Stuff you should know.
Every parent should know the car ride soundtrack. Are we there yet? How much longer? I'm bored. Well, if you're taking an extensive car ride anywhere and you've downloaded the Lingo Kids app prior to leaving the house, you may experience something strange, right, Chuck?
That's right. You may experience silence from the back seat. Your kid may go an entire car ride without asking once if they were there yet. How about that? And by chance of miracle, they may even ask if you could drive longer.
Yeah, that's the magic in Lingo Kids. Over 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, including their favorite Disney characters. It turns the longest drives into the easiest ones, and honestly, you won't understand why you didn't download it sooner.
That's right. Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids, and it's free to download. Or go plus with the Lingo Kids subscription and unlock even more content your kids won't be able to get enough of. You can save up to 60% on the yearly plan. Just search Lingo Kids in the App Store or Google Play. Lingo Kids, everything kids love. Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
So, Chuck.
Yeah.
The drink has been taken.
That's right.
And the first thing that happens when it hits the gut is it starts getting absorbed. Well, the first thing that happens is it says, "Here I am." And it starts irritating your stomach lining.
Yeah, it's funny that well, it's not funny, but like you take in alcohol in your body and your body immediately is like, no.
Yeah.
It's not like your body doesn't want the alcohol.
Right.
It starts trying to get rid of it in every way possible as soon as it enters your body.
Yeah. So alcohol is a poison to
Yeah.
start with, but your body metabolizes it into an even worse poison.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wants to get rid of it immediately. So, which is why you vomit sometimes.
That's right. 20% of it is absorbed in the stomach, and the other 80% is absorbed in the small intestine. And depending what you're drinking, it's going to be absorbed quicker or more slowly.
Right. So like vodka will be absorbed faster than beer because vodka has a higher alcohol content.
That's right.
Its concentration of alcohol is higher than beer.
That's right. When your body starts to metabolize it, about 10% is removed in urine and breath by the kidneys and lungs, and then your liver takes care of the rest.
Yeah, and it's
And
just
takes a beating in the process.
Yeah, because again, it's a toxin. It's also a carcinogen. Did you know that? I found that out researching this.
Oh, yeah.
And as your lungs or as your liver is trying to just get rid of all this stuff and metabolize it and break it down into other parts, you're drinking more and more and more.
Yeah,
right?
Which can kill you. Like in a night, it can kill you. You can die very easily from consuming too much alcohol in a single sitting.
Yeah, apparently they have that quantified. As your blood alcohol content or blood alcohol concentration goes up, that's where you drink faster than your liver is able to metabolize it and process the alcohol.
Yeah.
Which results in you getting drunker and drunker, right? But after you get to a blood alcohol content of 0.35 to 0.5%, which I guess is like if you just take any like a cubic centiliter of blood, 0.35% of that would be alcohol. That seems like a lot.
Well, that's what puts you in a alcohol-induced coma.
Right.
So I would think it's a lot.
So up to 0.5%, you're only at risk of a coma. After 0.5%, you're facing death.
Yeah.
Like Alexander the Great.
Did he die from alcohol poisoning?
Allegedly, he did from a wine drinking contest.
That's never a good idea. Food and drinking contest in general. We did one on those, on food contests, but I don't think those are ever a good idea.
No, you know who else doesn't? Ryan Reynolds. Hates eating contests.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, did he make a stand?
Yeah, he did.
Like, just a social media stand, probably.
No, he wrote a essay in the Huffington Post.
Oh, really?
About how just disgraceful and what a waste it is, and just how it just is such an arrogant thing to do in eating contest while people are starving.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then
you would love this essay.
And he put a picture of his six-pack abs. Right. He said, plus you can't look like this. Bam. Let's talk about the brain, because it definitely affects your brain.
Yes, it does.
Specifically, it is going to alter the levels of your neurotransmitters, and those are what sends those chemical messages all around in your body, and that's why you're going to end up slurring and stumbling and losing motor function.
Yeah.
It's because it's dumbing you down.
Yeah, your brain is not able to communicate with itself or the rest of your body the way it's supposed to, because the neurotransmitters are being affected. And two in particular are being affected. GABA, our friend that puts us to sleep, is increased. GABA release or GABA production is increased when alcohol is introduced to the body, right?
Yes.
And then glutamate, which is an excitatory neurotransmitter, gets you up, gives you some pep, is actually reduced when you drink alcohol. So you go from sleepy to sloppy because GABA's increased and glutamate's decreased.
Yeah, and this whole time you go from sleepy to sloppy, but your dopamine is through the roof.
Yeah.
So sleepy or sloppy, you're going, isn't this great? This is the best thing ever.
Speaking of great, I think you're great.
And that's all because of dopamine.
You know, when I saw this now, I saw glutamate. It makes me wonder if the brain has an umami taste to it.
Gross.
But don't you wonder, though?
No.
Oh.
You can eat brains.
Yeah, you can. You can get them in like a can at the grocery store.
Yeah.
You can get them in a fancy restaurant.
Sure. Where else?
Other places that you...
Quick Trip?
Quick Trip, sure. You can get everything at Quick Trip.
Isn't that what's in potted meat?
I'm sure there's some in potted meat, but I think potted meat makes like a Brains brand.
A Brains brand?
Or a Brains, yeah.
So gross. I used to work at the Golden Pantry, in Athens, and we had dudes that would come in there like, road workers that would get their like pack of saltines and potted meat was their lunch that they would get on the way to work.
Yeah.
And like a 98-ounce Mountain Dew. Like, that's healthy living, brother.
Their arm would just fall off on their way out the door.
Yeah, and a few packs of cigarettes too, probably. Yeah. So how specifically, there are regions of the brain that are specifically affected in different ways. I guess we should go over that too.
Sure.
Like the cerebral cortex?
Well, the cerebral cortex, right? That's where your executive function is located. That's where things like maybe I should stop drinking for the night, decisions are located. Or maybe I shouldn't get in a fight with that cop.
Right.
Or maybe I shouldn't start that fire. Whatever. All of this stuff is located here in your prefrontal cortex, right? And it becomes impaired, again, because your neurotransmitters are reduced, they're being affected, and your brain's not communicating with itself any longer. So the boss, the executive function, is basically silenced. And that actually has a 1-2 punch as far as alcohol consumption is concerned. Not only is your judgment impaired, meaning your behavior just takes all sorts of left turns while you're drunk, right? But also, remember we said the reward pathway is activated by alcohol and your dopamine's going crazy?
Yeah.
Well, your prefrontal cortex is also responsible for judging whether a pleasurable experience has an adaptive benefit to it.
Yeah, whether it's worth it.
Right. The thing is when this is impaired, that part of your brain is not able to judge drinking as not worth it.
So it's all totally worth it.
So it's all pleasure.
Yeah.
So it has like this really, this crazy effect. I mean, alcohol is so smart. It knows what it's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it lowers your inhibitions, and that, if you're abusing alcohol, that's a bad thing. If you have a glass of wine before you have to, go up on stage, that's a different thing.
Oh, well, you're the exception, I guess, huh?
That's at a glass of wine, not 12 glasses of wine.
Oh, speaking of, there's this Fresh Air I've been meaning to listen to with an author named, Sarah Hepola.
Yeah.
Or Hepola. I haven't listened yet, so I don't know how to say her last name. But she is a recovering alcoholic, and she apparently, it says in the description, she got up and spoke in front of like a crowd of 300.
Uh-huh.
And was so drunk that she had no recollection of it the next day.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine that?
Man, that's my worst nightmare.
I mean, like, going out on stage, you're like, okay, am I all right? Like, I'm relaxed, but I'm not too relaxed, right?
Yeah.
Like, being blackout drunk on stage, wow. That is a scary thought. So, Chuck, that's just the prefrontal cortex we've been talking about. There's other regions of the brain that get smacked around by alcohol's effects.
That's right. The cerebellum, that's your movement and balance, so that's why you're stumbling around.
Right.
Because that is impaired. Your hypothalamus and pituitary, hormone release, and automatic brain functions. So they depress the nerves in the hypothalamus, and we're talking about sexual arousal. You might be more aroused, but you might not be able to perform sexually at the same time.
Right.
So it's very negative. That's a mixed message that alcohol is sending you. Like, hey, go talk to that girl over there and maybe see what happens. And then physically, you're like, well, nothing's happening.
It's embarrass yourself time.
Yeah, like why you set me up, alcohol.
And then there's the medulla.
That's right.
The medulla is located in the brainstem. So it's a very ancient part of the human brain, right? And it controls things like breathing, body temperature, really important stuff.
Automatic stuff.
Right. And alcohol impairs the medulla's function. So you may pass out and stop breathing.
Yeah.
Your body temperature can go haywire, which can lead to all sorts of other problems. And your gag reflex is centered in your medulla, so you could end up like John Bonham, passed out, throwing up, and
choking to death.
Yes.
Man, that is sad stuff. We already talked a little bit about blackouts, but you can have that short-term memory loss, or it can lead to long-term memory loss and like onset of dementia. You've heard of, or may have even known people that have been described as pickled from alcohol. And that's just, that's someone whose body is just not, and brain are not functioning. Yeah,
there's actually,
like they should.
There's a specific vitamin deficiency that can come from alcohol because prolonged exposure to alcohol or prolonged consumption of alcohol over the years reduces your body's ability to absorb thiamine or vitamin B.
Yeah.
And vitamin B is a very important vitamin that you need. It's an essential vitamin, meaning that you need to get it elsewhere, like you need to eat it because your body is either doesn't produce or it doesn't produce enough.
Yeah.
So with vitamin B, it helps brain cells turn carbs into energy, very important. It also helps nerves transmit information, also very important. And when you have a thiamine deficiency, you can end up with what's called Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, where basically your brain shrinks, you become confused, disoriented, you essentially lose your mind in a lot of ways because your brain is no longer able to function correctly or communicate with itself. Not just while you're drunk, overall.
Yeah, they call it wet brain. And there are actually two different things that are often described together. Wernicke's encephalopathy and Korsakoff syndrome, but they often go hand in hand. And one of the scary things about this is it has a very high rate of being not diagnosed. So, like, I think only 20% of cases are diagnosed before death.
Oh, wow.
And a lot more after. They're like, oh, turns out they had wet brain.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it now. So that is certainly also sad, as are withdrawal symptoms. If you have an actual dependence and you're an alcoholic, when you stop drinking, within a day to 3 days, probably closer to a day, you're going to be experiencing some pretty nasty withdrawal syndromes.
Right. And the reason why is because your brain becomes dependent on alcohol, right? It basically says, oh, okay, this guy's going to drink all the time. I don't see a time when he's ever going to stop drinking. So I need to adjust my output of neurotransmitters.
Yeah, it's like change my brain chemistry completely.
Right. To account for this introduction of alcohol, because the body seeks homeostasis, right?
Right.
So this is its way of adjusting itself to seek homeostasis in the constant presence of alcohol. And so when you remove that alcohol, the brain's chemistry has been altered over time. And now you're probably suddenly removing alcohol, and you are going to go through withdrawal symptoms. And actually, people have died from acute alcohol withdrawal.
Oh, I'm sure.
Where they probably should have weaned themselves off rather than just quit drinking cold turkey, because, again, the hallmark of alcoholism is a physical dependence on it.
Yeah.
And that part of your physical dependence is your brain chemistry.
Yeah, and there's a lot more and more people are thinking that weaning off is a safer approach.
Well, I think that's what happened to Amy Winehouse. Like, she just quit cold turkey and died very quickly.
Wow.
Yeah.
In withdrawal, you're going to be disoriented. You might have hallucinations, nausea, sweating, seizures, delirium tremens. The DTs actually has the same effect as a lot of these hallucinations, sweating. Your heart rate's going to be funky. You're going to be shaking and shivering. Just watch Leaving Las Vegas and Nicolas Cage if you want to be scared away from booze.
Yeah.
That was a tough movie.
It was. What about When a Man Loves a Woman? That was a tough one.
Yeah. Days of Wine and Roses.
Never saw that.
Classic. I think it was Jack Lemmon was an alcoholic in that one.
28 Days. Not to be confused with 28 Days Later.
Different movie.
28 Days.
That's when Sandra Bullock played a zombie.
Right.
Right. Just kidding.
What else? There's more.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Flight. Have you seen Flight with Denzel?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Was it? But he was a big time alcoholic.
That was shot here in Atlanta. Yes, he was. And Clean and Sober, the Michael Keaton movie. These are all off the top of my head, but it's been an oft-covered subject.
And they're usually very tough to watch.
Agreed. So let's take a break and hug each other so we can get through the rest of this thing.
All right.
And we'll talk a little bit more about what alcohol does to your body and things you can do to
stop.
Yes.
Learning stuff with Joshua and Charles. Stuff you should know.
Mom, can I have Lingo Kids?
Dad, Lingo Kids, please!
When did we become the Lingo Kids house?
No idea. Last week it was dinosaurs. This week it's...
Lingo Kids!
Why Lingo Kids?
Because it's the best thing ever.
We can play games
with astronauts,
wild animals,
and superheroes.
With more than 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids.
So, no dinosaurs?
And dinosaurs. Lingo Kids!
Everything kids love. Download it for free.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful, it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo's revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
All right. So we talked a lot about the health damage you're going to suffer as an alcoholic.
In the brain.
In the brain, yeah. Internally, your liver's going to take a beating. So your kidneys, your heart, your brain, and your central nervous system. Your liver, actually, you can, the first step to bad alcohol damage is alcoholic hepatitis, which is inflammation of the liver. And then you have about a 70% chance, if you have alcoholic hepatitis, to develop full-blown cirrhosis. And that is when, little bit by little bit, your liver just turns into scar tissue.
Yeah.
And it becomes an unusable organ.
Yep.
And it is nasty if you see pictures of like cirrhosis damaged livers.
Yeah, because again, your liver, while it's metabolizing alcohol, turns it into acetaldehyde, which is really toxic. Like alcohol's toxic, but for some reason, while we process it, we turn it into something even more toxic.
Yeah.
And the liver suffers as a result.
Your stomach, the lining of the stomach can just get eaten away in your intestines. Can lead to ulcers and obviously in the moment, nausea and vomiting. Your pancreas could lead to pancreatitis and cancer, like you mentioned.
Yeah, because alcohol is a carcinogen, and exposure over the years by being an alcoholic can result in a bunch of different alcoholic cancers are what they're called. Like you can get them of the throat, of the larynx. You can get liver cancer, obviously, just from being exposed to alcohol over and over again. I had no idea you could get cancer from alcohol. It makes sense, but I just never thought of it as a carcinogen.
If you're over 65, you're in bigger trouble because your body just doesn't metabolize alcohol as well at that point. And like we said, men have a little better time metabolizing alcohol than women.
Right.
I remember at my bar in L.A., the drawing room, there was this old drunk there. I won't say his name because I found out he's still alive. But it was just remarkable to me that this guy was alive.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, he was into his 70s and just drop dead drunk every single time I saw him.
Wow.
And I checked back, and this was in the late 90s, and then I was in L.A. last year, went to the bar, asked if he was still around. They said, oh, yeah, he'll be here in a few hours.
Wow.
And I was like, man, how is he alive?
Milk thistle.
What's that?
It's I think you make a tea out of it or whatever. It's a very famous liver cleanser.
Interesting.
Milk thistle.
Maybe he's on the milk thistle.
Yeah. Milk thistle, and he's eating a lot of meat, so he's getting tons of vitamin B. That's how that guy's alive.
Maybe. He was a straight vodka guy, which is always can be an indication.
I think that helps, though, also, if I remember from one of our other episodes, like, the clearer the alcohol, usually the fewer the impurities.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what it is.
That's keeping him alive?
Yeah.
The vodka?
And he didn't mix it with anything, so.
But, I mean, look at, like, Boris Yeltsin and people. Like, he was old when he died.
Yeah.
He had that nose that was like a cantaloupe. The gin blossom. Mm-hmm. Which doesn't necessarily mean you're an alcoholic.
People take it for that, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's rosacea, but alcoholism definitely doesn't help the gin blossom situation. And then there's fetal alcohol syndrome, which is the saddest thing you can imagine.
Yes, it says here that fetal alcohol syndrome is the number one preventable cause of mental impairment. What?
Yeah.
What? Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're drinking too much, you shouldn't drink at all when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Although some in Europe, they're like, oh, you can have a glass of wine in your third trimester.
Here as well, too, like apparently, it's gained acceptance that like you can have something occasionally or whatever, like wine usually is what they say.
Right.
But, and I realize this article is old, but it specifically says, like, the Surgeon General is like, do not drink while you're pregnant.
Well, I think that's the fallback recommendation.
Yeah.
I think if it feels like a tricky thing to say, well, you can maybe drink this a little bit here and there.
Right.
I think it's easier for them to say, just don't drink.
Yeah.
For 9 months. And
everybody says it's easy for you to say, Surgeon General.
And then you have zero chance of any complications like this.
Right. Well, at least fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, so that's when your little baby's brain cells are developing and forming connections in utero, and alcohol exposure in there is going to disrupt that from the get-go and lead to you can have a physical problems, like your head might be smaller than normal.
Microencephaly?
Yeah, you might have some facial abnormalities. And then later in life, you could be in big trouble as far as cognitive functioning, memory, learning, disabilities. So it's a pretty rough one.
And it's all because alcohol impedes cellular division during development, right? So when the fetus is exposed to alcohol, which easily crosses the placental barrier, the cellular division, it doesn't go according to plan.
Yeah. So not good. And again, with adoption, that's one of the things you have to consider, because most of these birth mothers have some sort of issue with drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
And fetal alcohol syndrome, that's the one that even the agencies say is like, you don't want to mess with that.
Really?
Yeah, like do your research on drugs and how they affect the baby, and you'd probably be surprised.
So alcohol's worse than drugs on fetal development?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the worst.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. So this number I don't think is right anymore. 185 billion per year in medical expenses.
It's either 225 or 295.
Okay, and that's in the United States, and that's crime, lost productivity, accidents, medical expenses.
The economic impact of alcoholism.
Yeah, that is close to $300 billion.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so what can you do? There's a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow.
There's for many, many years, there was, your only hope was Alcoholics Anonymous. Not even 12-step programs, specifically Alcoholics Anonymous, which was founded in either 1930 or 1935. Do you remember?
I don't.
There's some pretty great articles about Alcoholics Anonymous and, its effectiveness, that its tributes to it, it's its own thing, and it's helped undoubtedly tons of people.
Oh yeah.
But there's been alternatives that have developed over the years, but it took a while. Supposedly it wasn't until like the 60s or 70s that alternatives to AA grew up. And some of them say, no, you don't need to believe in a higher power to get over alcoholism. You can find that in yourself. Other people, like I think one's called Moderation Management, says you don't have to abstain from life. You can try to just, become a moderate drinker.
Yeah.
And then if that doesn't work, then you probably should abstain for life. And some others say 12-step programs are great, but you could also do the same thing with cognitive behavioral therapy.
Sure.
But some sort of treatment program that involves like a change in behavior through either 12-step support groups, one-on-one counseling, that's the gold standard for treating alcoholism. But over the years, especially lately, people have been turning more and more to prescription drugs. They become increasingly promising as well, especially as we start to learn how genes interact with specific drugs. The more we can learn about a person's genes and how they interact with drugs, the more targeted treatment of alcoholism will be, it seems like.
Yeah, this article I found in the New York Times, Drugs Help Tailor Alcoholism Treatment. The wish is that one day they will be able to, because everyone's different, like we were saying, as far as alcoholism goes. Mm-hmm. So you can't have one treatment for such a varied group. So they're hoping one day to be able to tailor drug treatment programs, pharmaceuticals for alcohol treatment the same way they do with depression or anxiety or any mental illness.
Right. It's like, this doesn't work? Well, then try this one.
Yeah, exactly.
That one's kind of working? Well, add this one in, and it's really going to make it pop, you know?
And right now, I think there are 3 approved FDA treatments. 2 of them, naltrexone and acamprosate, reduce cravings to drink, and then there's Antabuse, which I've heard of for a little while, and that's the one that makes you sick when you drink.
Yeah.
I imagine that's pretty rough.
Like, only a drug like that could find its roots in Puritan America.
Yeah.
You know? But that naltrexone, there's a good article about in the Atlantic called The Irrationality of Alcoholics Anonymous. Mm-hmm. And the author experiments with naltrexone and finds, like, amazingly, to her astonishment, like, it really works.
Yeah, it says in here, in studies, in clinical trials, they found 1 in 7 alcoholics, it works for 1 in 7 alcoholics. Those 2, naltrexone and acamprosate.
Mm-hmm. And with naltrexone, probably both of them, but definitely with naltrexone, it targets your pleasure center when alcohol is present.
Yeah.
So it targets your pleasure center, but it's not like you go through life like ahedonic. You know, you can still experience joy and happiness and pleasure.
Right.
But specifically with alcohol, it reduces the effect that it has on the limbic system, so you don't crave it as much. And when you do, fun. Right, and when you do crave it, I think in that New York Times article you found somebody who takes naltrexone is saying, I still get cravings, but they're short-lived and they're not nearly as intense because of the naltrexone.
Right.
But again, it only works for about 1/7 of the people who take it.
Yeah, and this is a modern thing. Years ago, offering to treat a drug with another drug was scoffed at.
Yeah.
But now people are embracing it a little bit more as, like, I guess, a lesser of the evils.
Yeah.
So at least you're not killing your body with alcohol abuse.
And one of the things, Chuck, that came up when we did the addiction podcast was that alcoholism and all addictions are a chronic disease, and relapse are to be expected.
Sure.
As with any chronic disease, it's you go through relapses. And apparently Alcoholics Anonymous did a survey in 2007 of like 8,000 of its members in North America and found that 33% of them were still abstinent after 10 years. 33%. So a lot of people relapse.
And I bet you anything, those 33% are the ones that are still working that program regularly.
Well, yeah, you have to. Like, part of AA is you still go to meetings, at least occasionally, years for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah.
There's a really good article that came out in Harper's in 2011 called The Drunks Club, The Cult That Cures. Totally worth reading.
Yeah.
I posted a PDF of it on our site for this podcast page. It is probably the best article that's ever been written about Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like a gift, because the author is an alcoholic and an Alcoholics Anonymous attendee and an incredible writer. Just a great
recovered alcoholic or recovering, or
I don't remember,
because that's
I probably recovered.
I think
or recovering.
That's why that tag sticks with you for life. I think that's one of the things they teach you is you should always consider yourself an alcoholic.
Right.
Like, you have the disease, but if you're in recovery, then that's, you're on the right path.
Yeah. And I was reading an article about alternatives to Alcoholics Anonymous, and one of them was like women on sobriety or something like that, I believe. We're saying like, we don't agree with that. Like, that's a temporary tag. It's not for life.
Yeah.
And the spokesperson for that organization was saying like, if I used to smoke and then I quit, after a certain time, I'm not like, I'm a smoker for life.
Yeah.
Like, you used to smoke, or you just it's not even a thing. It's not a label you have to carry around for the rest of your life.
I see the value in both, to be honest, and the reward of being able to say, I'm not an alcoholic anymore.
Right. Or the recognition that you used to be, and you need to remember that every day, or else. Yeah. I think it's probably as varied as people's reaction to alcohol. Like, if you need that, great. If you need to be free of that eventually, great.
Yep. Well said.
If you are an alcoholic, go get help. Like, you probably don't have to go any further than your favorite search engine to find a lot of resources that can get you help.
Oh, yeah. People are dying to help people kick alcohol and drugs.
They love to do that stuff. They're crazy
It's like their life's work.
Yeah.
So go meet one of those people. Don't be afraid of them.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of your life after, because you can lead a rich, fulfilling existence.
Yeah, I think that keeps a lot of people from wanting to kick it. Cause
Yeah,
they're like, I'm not going to have any fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm friends with recovering alcoholics.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Yeah. They love life.
Just the same.
If you...
Actually, they're better. They're not just the same, because they're not blacking out and hungover.
Right.
Yeah.
Mad all the time. If you want to know more about alcoholism, you can type that word in the search bar at howstuffworks.com. And since I said search bar, it's time for listener mail.
I'm going to call this a letter from an old geezer.
Okay.
Because he says he's an old geezer. I would never call a person
Right.
of age that.
Just automatically assume that.
Hey guys, I'm a geezer. 74 years old and a regular listener. I love your show. Listen all the time when I'm driving. I'm also a musician and live in a smallish town restricted to geezers, south of Tucson. And I was just listening to the podcast on auto-tune. I share your hatred of it. No, you didn't say that in so many words, but it came out loud and clear. I'm writing, however, about the little snippet you sent about reverb. When I was a senior in high school, late 1950s, I was in a rock and roll band in Tucson called the Night Beats.
Nice.
We cut 3 records for a record company named Zoom Records that was started and run by 2 of our school friends. The guy who ran the recording studio in Phoenix where we did the session could put echo on the voice in 1959, long before manufactured reverb was widespread. He did it by placing a speaker and a microphone in an empty water tank behind the studio.
Oh.
He piped in the sound through the speaker and picked it up on the mic to get an actual physical echo or reverb sound for the vocal.
That's pretty smart for 1950s Tucson.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
He even was able to move the mic in and out to change the reverb time for the desired effect. One more interesting fact is that our singer was Pete Ronstadt, whose little sister had not yet made the big time.
Barbara Streisand.
Dope.
Is she from Arizona? I didn't know that.
Linda Ronstadt?
Yeah. That explains the Spanish language albums.
Yeah, maybe so.
Huh.
Hope you find this...
What is it? Senor Plow no es bueno?
Well, was that one of the songs?
Yeah, she was on one of the Simpsons episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hope you find this interesting and worth the time it took to read it. It sure was an interesting time in my life. Thanks for the great podcast, and that is from Lance Hoops.
Nice, Lance. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man, I love hearing from our listeners of age. I like hearing from 12-year-olds and like 70-plus.
Yeah, me too. I even like hearing from 2-year-olds to 103-year-olds.
Okay.
How about that?
Nice.
I always felt bad. Not always. Once I came to understand that people live beyond 92.
Yeah.
That Christmas song excluded a lot of people.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should point out, too, I was going to read a full mail on it, but the Pete Frampton effect.
Yeah.
It's not a vocoder, it's a talk box.
Whatever.
And I feel really bad because I know that. And
Oh, you're in the heat of the podcast, man. Don't feel bad. I say all sorts of stuff where I'm man, why did I say that, or why didn't I address that?
I even thought I said the words talk box, and I just thought you knew something I didn't about a different name for it or something. I should have spoken up. But
No.
That's what a talk box is. The tube is acting as it's a rubber tube that runs from a speaker, and the sound is going through that tube into your mouth. And so you're basically playing a guitar through a tiny little tube.
Yeah.
And you're able to make changes with the shape of your mouth. And that is a talk box.
Nice.
Pete Frampton. He do like I do.
That's a good song.
Pete Frampton's opening up for us. He's actually playing the same theater as us in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the acoustic tour. He's playing I think the week before or the week after us.
Man, I wonder if he'll play All I Want to Be Is By Your Side. If you want to know more about Pete Frampton and want to get in touch with us, actually, we don't know anything more about Pete Frampton than that. Well, we know a little more, but we don't feel like talking about it on social.
Nah.
If you want to get in touch with us, though, you can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast. You can join us on Facebook.com/StuffYouShouldKnow. You can send us an email to StuffPodcast@HowStuffWorks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, StuffYouShouldKnow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit HowStuffWorks.com.
Every parent should know the car ride soundtrack. Are we there yet? How much longer? I'm bored. Well, if you're taking an extensive car ride anywhere and you've downloaded the Lingo Kids app prior to leaving the house, you may experience something strange, right, Chuck?
That's right. You may experience silence from the back seat. Your kid may go an entire car ride without asking once if they were there yet. How about that? And by chance of miracle, they may even ask if you could drive longer.
Yeah, that's the magic in Lingo Kids. Over 4,000 interactive games, songs, and shows, including their favorite Disney characters. It turns the longest drives into the easiest ones, and honestly, you won't understand why you didn't download it sooner.
That's right. Lingo Kids is the #1 entertainment platform for young kids, and it's free to download. Or go plus with the Lingo Kids subscription and unlock even more content your kids won't be able to get enough of. You can save up to 60% on the yearly plan. Just search Lingo Kids in the App Store or Google Play. Lingo Kids, everything kids love.
Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.